Preliminary card. Heavyweight fight. Albert Munch. Lamar O'Neal.
Was there for that. Very proud of him.
Just 2 weeks later, fighting Lamar O'Neal, a debuting fighter in the heavyweight division. Lamar O'Neal, a bit of a, you could almost say celebrity. O'Neal is the illegitimate, he's the half-brother of Shaquille O'Neal.
Illegitimately, yes.
True. Shaquille O'Neal does not recognize him as his actual brother, but he's trying to freeload. And after the money started drying up, he decided to take to mixed martial arts to hopefully get noticed by his brother.
Don't think it'll work.
Well, this is a very, very tough first opponent, a man who we saw come alive in Japan. Albert Munch.
Wild man from Idaho.
Yes, Mr. Potato himself with a big takedown. And he's working from side control. Now, we don't know much other about Lamar O'Neal and his training. I guess if Shaq is somewhat related to him by blood, there's going to be a little bit of athleticism in his DNA.
By blood, yeah. I'm not gonna go into any Jimmy the Greek stuff, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, Shaq is an athlete. He was a basketball player, one of the greats. As goes for a Kimura, he could have this sunk in if he can. This could be a huge surprise if he were to submit Lamar O'Neal or submit Albert Munch.
Yeah, I mean, no shock he can submit this
himself. I know. Damn you and your panties. Meanwhile, goes for it again. He's got the guard. It's just a small little motion. He shifts his hips over to the side, grabs the wrist, and he's trying to dislocate that shoulder. Munch doesn't seem to be too bothered by it. He seems to, he goes right to half guard.
45 seconds. There we go.
You know, O'Neal has trained, pulling out some submissions. I didn't know submission fighting was a part of Shaq Fu, which he kept muttering under his breath was part of his training.
Work that wrist control.
You know, he was asked at the fighter at the interviews at the press conference this weekend here in Hanford, California.
Time, stop, time, guys.
Yeah, that's a really messed up conference thing.
It sure was, and Lamar O'Neal, whenever asked about his training, just kept saying, "Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock?" And he just kind of kept muttering it, repeating it. I didn't understand it, but...
And when he is asked about if he had any words for his opponent, he just kept going, "Albert Munch, tell me how my ass tastes. Albert Munch, tell me how my ass tastes."
Yeah, it was odd. It was very broken record-like, but Munch spent most of the time, scored the takedown. You know, not a lot going on in that other than submission attempts, but I don't think that's enough really to have won the round. That's a toss-up for round one. Hopefully we'll see a little more action in round two between Munch and O'Neal.
And just for clarification's sake, not related to any other O'Neal that we know of except Shaquille.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Just because they have the same last name doesn't mean they're all related. Let's be honest.
Yeah, come on now. That was,
Are you ready?
what indistinguishable four was that one? Steakums, yeah.
Round two, and they'll start it out on their feet. And a couple body shots by O'Neal. Munch saying he needs to work on his boxing. He understands that he's been winning by decision, scored a couple nice knockouts in Kumite. But so far in the HCL, he's only won. His only wins were by decision.
Well, he's stopped chanting Diesel at him. He's not really cracked.
Well, our Hanford, California crowd doesn't seem to know any better. There might have been a couple of posters that claim that Shaq was fighting, so they might have thought that it's actually Shaq. It's another takedown by Albert Munch.
Which had nothing to do with.
That's right. We didn't do a thing.
That's promoting.
And again, Lamar Lamar O'Neal, again, keep giving himself nicknames. Someone misheard him and thought he was called the Man of Steel. No, it's the man related to Steel. That's he really is playing that whole half-brother card pretty hot and heavy.
He's also been calling himself the not quite as big Aristotle. That is true.
Meanwhile, Albert Munch, again, a guy who is quietly, he lost to Curtis Prancer in a fight that would have given him a heavyweight title shot. In no way is Albert Munch out of the heavyweight title picture either, but that Kumite win, while they don't count for an HCL record, they're a separate record under a different rule set, opened a lot of eyes. And again, the only thing you get it past for him is he's just got to have more exciting fights. He's got to wow the crowd. These wins are effective, but they're really not getting you main card spots, which is why he's main eventing the preliminary card. Meanwhile, O'Neal working from the guard of Albert Munch. And he pulls rubber guard, goes to mission control. Just to neutralize, and that'll be the end of the round, I think. But the referee even encouraging them to keep this busy.
And they're not. What the fuck are they doing? Well, I guess Munch has an excuse since he's over in Japan.
Yeah, you got if the fatigue from fighting 3 times in one night 2 weeks ago on New Year's Day is going to have any sort of effect.
What the fuck's Lamar been doing? That works than being such a lazy shithead. Nothing.
Well, he still is, he said he kept saying he wants to stand and fight with Albert Munch, but Munch again keeps taking him to the ground. This might have been the plan for Munch, is to keep this on the ground, afraid of his stand-up game, because O'Neal kept saying he was going for the big Kazam, whatever that means.
I know. I believe that's beef curtains again.
Are you ready?
It sure is.
Let's go, guys. Fight.
All right. Grappling stuff.
And Munch, another takedown, and he might be happy to grind this one out. I'll give him a pass because of the 3 fights in Japan 2 weeks ago, but this is not going to do anything really for. The guy's insanely popular. You tattoo the word potato on your forehead, people are going to notice you. But you got to back it up in the cage.
Hey, you may have not known this, Leighton, but when I was a youngster, my job was I worked boardwalks and I do like the caricatures. This goes the 3rd round, which it has. Would you like me to start making a caricature for you?
Of Albert Munch?
No.
Of me?
Anything you want. Anything you want.
Well, you could draw me if you'd like. I don't care.
Okay. All right. Let me get here. Let me get my pen out.
Meanwhile, Lamar O'Neal working from Mount.
Control his hands. Work that wrist control.
Grant, you're. Okay.
What's that?
You just wrote down, "Ha, your wife's dead."
Let me finish my work, please.
Fine. Meanwhile,
Oh.
Munch with some ground and pound, rocking O'Neal, but O'Neal it just seems to make him angrier, and this crowd still thinks that Shaq is in the ring.
Dummies.
There you go, nice.
And O'Neal might have to be looking for a finish here. Goes to Mount. This could be an opportunity to ground and pound his way to victory.
You gotta fight that underhook. Are you ready to explode? Head control, take the back. Punch his face.
But again, just not making anything happen.
Watch when you grab your leg.
And 20 seconds to go. as O'Neal looks like he's almost lost from that mounted position. He's got so much he can do. Posture up, start throwing punches, and
Stop. Fight's
Here
over,
you
fight's
go.
over.
It's done.
Wow.
Like it. Just tell the people what it is.
Well, okay, Randy, I'll tell them what it is. Well, you clearly, okay, you just drew a tombstone, and you have me kneeling over it crying, and, you know, I just don't, I don't find this appropriate. You know, Randy, thank you, but no thank you.
Come on. You know how much I'd force you to pay for that if I was a cardboard worker still?
29, 28,
A lot.
29, 28, and 29, 28.
It's worth your life.
The winner by
If I get your wife did
decision.
though.
Suave.
Even had an ice skate on the headstone.
I know. I was very detailed back then.
Meanwhile, Albert Munch is your winner by decision. And why is there even a Vuvuzela there? That makes no sense. You know what? Never mind.